Welcome to the NASCAR Fall Playoff Race at the Talladega Superspeedway in Talladega, Alabama, for the weekend of October 4th through the 6th of 2024. This weekend is the Truck Series Love's RV Stop 250, the Xfinity Series United Rentals 250, and the Cup Series Yellowwood 500. Last Friday night at Kansas Speedway was the Truck Series Kubota Tractor 200. In that race, Corey Heim started at the back of the field and worked his way to the checkered flag. He was also my pick to win the race. Second place is currently the hottest driver in the Truck Series and Rookie of the Year favorite Lane Riggs. He has finished the last 3 races with 2 first-place finishes and a second place last weekend. What a fantastic 3 races for Riggs. Third place was Christian Eckes. With the win, Heim jumped up 4 spots in the standings to first place. This race was also the last in the round of 10 for the trucks. Last year champion Ben Rhodes and Daniel Dye were eliminated from the playoffs. There are 3 races for the trucks in the round of 8. This weekend at Talladega, a 2-week break before Homestead on October 26th, and Martinsville on November 1st. Good luck to all the truck playoff drivers. Last Saturday in the Xfinity Series Kansas Lottery 300 at Kansas Speedway, Eric Almirola won the race, Cole Custer second, and Chandler Smith third. I believe Smith and Custer have a good chance of making it to the Final Four this year. This weekend is race 2 in the round of 12 playoffs. Cole Custer is currently in the lead for the playoffs. Sammy Smith, Parker Kligerman, AJ Allmendinger, and Justin Allgaier are on the bubble. Before the final race of the regular season, I had Allgaier as a serious contender to make the championship 4. As we saw in the regular season finale, anything can happen over the next 2 races. The round of 12 will finish up at the Charlotte Roval course next weekend. Good luck to the Xfinity playoff drivers this weekend. Last Sunday at Kansas Speedway was the NASCAR Cup Series Hollywood Casino 400. In that race, the Watermelon Man Ross Chastain won the race, William Byron second, and Martin Truex Jr. third. With the second place finish, William Byron moved up 3 spots to take the Cup Series playoff lead. Ryan Blaney also moved up 3 spots to second. Christopher Bell moved down to third, and Kyle Larson is now fourth after a bad race at Kansas. Drivers currently on the bubble with 2 races left in the round of 12 are Austin Cindric 12th, Chase Briscoe 11th, Daniel Suarez 10th, and dropping 6 spots after a tough Kansas race is Tyler Reddick in 9th. I had Reddick in the championship 4, but as of now that is in jeopardy. Good luck to all the Cup playoff drivers this weekend. This weekend, there will be no practice for any of the Truck, Xfinity, or Cup races. On Friday, qualifying is at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on FS2 for the Love's RV Stop 250, which is at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time on FS1. Saturday starts off with the Xfinity qualifying at noon Eastern Time, followed by Cup Series qualifying at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Both events are on USA Network, or you can stream on the NBC Sports app. The final event of the day is the Xfinity United Rentals 250 at 4 p.m. Eastern Time on the CW or the CW app. The final event of the weekend is the Cup Series Yellowwood 500 at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on NBC or the NBC Sports app. That is all for the events for the weekend. The weather as of recording on Wednesday calls for a 30% chance of showers on Friday, with highs near 80 degrees. Saturday has a high near 84, and Sunday is a carbon copy of Saturday. It looks like a good weekend of weather for the races in Talladega. In the 2023 Talladega Fall Truck Race, Brett Moffitt was first, Ben Rhodes second, and Dean Thompson third. This year, in the Love's RV Stop 250, I have Nick Sanchez, who is currently fourth, as the winner. In the first race of the season, Sanchez won the Daytona 500, the only other super speedway track on the schedule this year. I look for Sanchez to have a great race at Talladega this weekend. He is also a pick to make the championship 4 this year. The first wild card for the weekend is Corey Heim. Heim is the highest finishing driver still in the playoffs from last year's race. In that race, Heim finished 5th. Ben Rhodes was the only current truck driver to finish ahead of him. This year, Heim has 6 wins after his win from last week and is first in the playoff standings. At the similar track at this race in Daytona, Heim was second. I think he has a good chance of finishing well this weekend. The final wild card is Ty Majeski. Although Majeski did not finish well at Daytona in February, he did win the pole. That could lead to a good result if he can replicate that result on Friday. Majeski is currently 3rd in the standings and is also a Championship 4 contender on my list. Superspeedway tracks are very unpredictable, so I expect all sorts of crazy things to happen this weekend. There was no fall race at Talladega for the Xfinity Series in 2023. The last race for the Xfinity Series at Talladega was the Spring 2024 race where rookie Jesse Love won that race. Riley Herbst was 2nd and Anthony Alfredo 3rd. In the 2024 Fall Playoff Race, United Rentals 250 at Talladega Superspeedway on Saturday, I have Austin Hill winning. This year on Superspeedway tracks, Hill won the first 2 races of the year at Daytona and Atlanta in February. At Talladega this year, Hill finished 14th. At the Summer Daytona race, Hill finished 31st and bounced back to win the Fall Atlanta race on September 7th. Out of 5 superspeedway races in the Xfinity Series, Hill has won 3 times or 60% of races on that style of track this season. Somehow, Austin Hill finds a way to win on these tracks. That is why he is my pick to win on Saturday. The first wild card for the Xfinity race is Jesse Love. He has 1 win this year on a superspeedway track at the Spring Talladega race. 4 total poles as a rookie. 3 on superspeedway tracks at Daytona and both Atlanta races. The other pole was at Texas. At the Spring Talladega race, Love qualified 2nd. I'm not sure how much qualifying on the pole benefits you on tracks where the big one is always a problem. Even so, I think that benefits Love on Saturday. The final wild card is Chandler Smith. Even though he has not won a superspeedway race this year, Smith finished 5th at the February Daytona race, 5th at the February Atlanta race, 2nd at both the Summer Daytona and Fall Atlanta races. I think he can stay out of trouble once again and either win on Saturday or finish in the top 5 once again. In the Fall 2023 playoff race at Talladega, Ryan Blaney was 1st, William Byron 2nd, and Denny Hamlin 3rd. For the winner of the 2023 Yellowwood 500, I have Brad Keselowski winning. Keselowski has won here 6 times, and I think that he will win again at this track before he retires. The last win was in the spring of 2021. I chose Keselowski as he has the most wins among active drivers at Talladega. Coming into races at superspeedways is always hard to predict in my opinion, and the playoff drivers have had some struggles over the last few races. That is also why I have a driver who is not currently in the playoffs winning this week. My first wild card is Tyler Reddick. Even though he had a rough race at Kansas last week, Reddick did win this race in the spring. That should give him some good momentum going into the race. Even though he is currently 9th in the standings and on the bubble, I do not see him staying there and not making it to the round of 8. At the beginning of the playoffs, I had him in the Championship 4, but as we have seen, anything can happen. The final wild card is the defending Cup Series champion Ryan Blaney. I chose Blaney as the last wild card due to his win at this race last year. This win propelled Blaney into the round of 8, and then he went on to win the last race in the round of 8 at Martinsville. Then he beat out the other 3 Championship 4 drivers. Momentum is a good thing to have at this point in the playoffs. Just look at what truck driver Lane Riggs has done over the last 3 races. After a good finish at Kansas last week, Blaney is 2nd in the standings. A good race on Sunday could keep him at the top of the standings with 1 race left in the round of 12 next week. As with any race at a superspeedway track, we can expect wrecking to be a concern with not just the playoff drivers, but with the whole field. If you are a playoff driver and get a DNF this weekend, you could be in big trouble going forward. The big question that is always posed is, when will the big one happen? Let me know who you think will win this weekend in any of the races. Thanks for watching.